in Premiere editors. Got all your clips imported and captured? Ready to start editing? Great, let's get started. At the bottom of your screen, you should see the timeline window. The timeline is where you will be assembling your project. Let's put the first clip of our project in the timeline. Choose your clip from the project window. If you want to use the whole clip as it is, you can just click on its file name and drag it into the timeline, like this. Notice that the icon changes to a strip that can be placed on one of the tracks on your timeline. Since this is a video clip with sound, you should see the video clip end up in the video track and the left and right sound channels appear as separate tracks below it. There we go. The first clip is now in the timeline. Okay, now you probably don't want the shot on your timeline to start and end exactly at the beginning and end of the clip you captured. You might even want just a tiny slice of that clip in your finished project. There are a couple different ways of doing that. Let's start over and clean off that timeline. Highlight that old clip in your timeline by clicking on it and pressing delete. Don't worry though, deleting the clip in the timeline only removes it from your timeline, but it will remain in your project and on your hard drive. Now let's go back up to the project window and find the clip name again. Click and drag it to the monitor window on the left. This is your source monitor. The window to your right is the sequence monitor. The source monitor is sort of like your scratch pad, where you can work with the individual clips. The sequence monitor to the right shows you what's in the timeline and lets you preview your finished project. But back to the source window. See the controls below the monitor? These ones here are your standard VCR controls. They let you start and stop the clip or even advance it frame by frame. These ones here, they let you choose the in and out points for your clip. So if you want to take that 3-second slice from the source clip, you can set the start and stop time either while the video is playing in the source window or by shuttling to the proper frames. To set the in point, press I or click this icon here. To set the out point, press O or click this button. Now grab that video from the monitor window and drag it into your project. There, you've moved just that little slice into your project. But what if that short little clip needs to go on just a second longer? Don't worry. If you double-click the clip you want to adjust in the timeline, it will reopen in the source monitor. Set a new in and out point, and it will automatically resize. Or if you prefer a more hands-on approach, move the mouse cursor and hold it over the very edge of the clip. See how the cursor changes to this handle? Click and drag that handle in or out. The length of the clip will change. Time for your first cut to. Get a second clip ready using whatever method you prefer. Now just drag it until it butts up against your first clip. Ta-da! You've just done a little editing. You should watch your work in progress often to make sure everything works. You can do that by using the play controls below the sequence monitor here. If you hold your mouse cursor over any of the controls, a tooltip will also appear, showing you the keyboard shortcuts for that function. Get to know those keyboard shortcuts. They'll make the editing process a lot more intuitive so you can focus on the editing, not interfacing with the computer. For example, it's handy to know that tapping the spacebar once will begin playing a sequence from wherever you're working in the timeline, and tapping the spacebar again will pause it. You don't always have to watch from the beginning of the video, you know. If you want to just start and watch from a certain point, click on the time ruler here near where you want to start watching. See this marker that appears? Tap the spacebar. Your project should start playing from wherever the marker was positioned. You can also click on that marker and drag it around to where you need it. That should be enough to get you started with your editing. Adobe Premiere has a lot of advanced features that let you make more complicated edits. So if you're interested in some of those techniques, be sure to check out the next video in this Premiere series.